And welcome to Lamont, Illinois for your USA Club Rugby Northern Region Women's D2 Semifinals against Milwaukee Scylla versus Salt Lake Slugs. My name is Lance Kavanaugh. I am joined in the booth by the Hall of Famer, Darian Lovelace. And Darian, it's playoff time. Got to win a few more games to get that national championship, but the road starts here. It's going to be a great day today.
All I know is that fan favorite going into it already, the Salt Lake Slugs with their mascot, with their team logo is absolutely incredible. But this is going to be a matchup between the two sides here. We saw in the first D3 matchup previously, this game all boils down to possession. It's going to be a long 80 minutes for both sides here, but really it's just about who can control the tempo, who can really take the time to find the space, and the physicality is really what matters whenever it comes to that defensive launch. Both sides have a lot to play for here in Illinois.
We will be broadcasting from Chicago Blaze Complex. Chicago Blaze getting through, so the fans in the crowd will have a positive buzz as we prepare for our day 2 games tomorrow. Kicking off to start us off is Scylla, kicking from your right to left in the blue stripes against the white shirts of Salt Lake City Slugs. Gotta love the logo. Let's see if they bring that same energy to the pitch as our first tackle happens, and the collisions are already going to be chaotic as Salt Lake continues to push forward, choosing and opting to go to that forward pack. Now they move it out to their backs. Ball dropped in the tackle, and we will have our first scrum of the day. Early game jitters seems to be formulating here in Lamont, Illinois.
Just seeming like the Luann Meyer just getting caught a little bit flat-footed there for the Salt Lake City Slugs. And the defense already coming up from Scylla seems like they want to put a lot of pressure on that middle channel there. Gives them the first opportunity and our first scrum in the match.
Set.
First scrum taken clean by the Milwaukee side, representing Wisconsin. A lot of players from around and throughout Wisconsin able to find a space. One-handed catch couldn't be brought in, as now the Salt Lake City Slugs have possession of the ball with a knock-on advantage on hold. Unable to be contested cleanly. Referee is going to blow it up and take us back to that original scrum, knock-on scrum here.
The scrum is a solid one that comes in from Scylla, and the distribution is good. A beautiful dummy switch line, and then the connectivity on the outside there from Tomaszek. She just can't seem to connect with Schley there on the outside. The one-handed catch, it's so important if you're in the wing position. Cut into your support and always use 2 hands.
Bind.
I'm actually being told I'm pronouncing the Milwaukee side wrong. Scylla seems to be the correct pronunciation. Thank you to everybody watching live on YouTube for our Next Level Rugby production, as now the Salt Lake City Slugs play the ball out, cutting that passing lane, unable to get 2 clean hands on the ball, and we're going to go back to the scrum on the attempt to steal the ball on that pass.
Seems like all players are more than excited to step up to the plate and make some really big hits here. It just doesn't seem like anybody's really taking ownership of the ball here. No look passes, the one-handed offload, and a beautiful cutting line that comes in from Tomaszek to cut off that option for the offload. Had she not been there, it looked like the Milwaukee Slugs would have been off to the races.
As now the scrum is played and settled, choosing to go to the boot. Worried about players being on sides. It looks like the referee is going to say everyone was on. And now Milwaukee able to attack around the corner, able to find space. Can they get the ball all the way out, but pulled out in the tackle. A great bit of defense on the back end by Zoe Arwine, able to pull the ball out when it looks like Milwaukee was going to go in to score here. slowly controlled, able to resource this ruck. And advantage being over, now they're forced to play out their own end. Inside out move, able to shrug off a few defenders. And it looks like the Slugs are flowing along, moving along at a Slugs pace, but still gaining the meters that they need. Now they're outside the 22 here. Referee says use. They go to the pick and go again. And again, Milwaukee's defensive line is set. Ruck was already formed when the ball was pulled out. And now Salt Lake City will have their first opportunity at a long arm penalty. How would they choose to take advantage of this moment?
The scrum looks pretty solid for them, but it looks like they want to continue to keep ball in play.
Crashing forward into chaos, and now the ball is being recycled. Inside step, unable to get away from the defense, but ball still available for the Salt Lake side. They seem to be having so much advantage with the ball carriers, able to take a few steps forward after that first contact. Ball pulled out, and now Scylla able to get possession, but can they finish? Long arm penalty for the referee. Kicking through, you cannot do that. And now Milwaukee is on attack, surging forward, looking for help. Could not find it, but players on the wrong side of the ruck will keep advantage to Milwaukee side. The pick and go is there, and another driving run from Milwaukee. As you see,
another step, White, another step. Advantage blue.
Trying to choose which side to go, left or right. Able to go left, get the long arm advantage, and with the space on the edge, they might be able to get around a quarter, no, but shut down immediately. And now we'll have the first penalty for the Scylla side as the teams. And what color blue would you say that is, Darren? I got to make sure I get that color right. It's a beautiful color as they surge forward. And looks like they're inside the 5 meters line.
Back.
Tackle made. And how will they finish this try? Able to force multiple penalties, grinding through, trying to lift over, but held up just short of the try line. Ball is short of the try line. So now the space is on the right side of your screen, ladies and gentlemen. Can they get there? No. The Salt Lake Slugs able to make the tackle in the middle of the field and swarm the ball. Athletes all around, able to resource. And look at that defensive line, able to set back up for the Slug side.
Need a roll.
And did not roll away, unable to clear that area near the tackle contest. Scylla choosing to go quick again. Almost scored before, and this might be her opportunity to go in. Multiple players falling down to the ground, and we get a try whistle called. Scylla able to get points. That was Sabrina able to score, the Wisconsin native getting in. And just like that, Scylla has sealed their first try of the semifinal match in the Northern Regional.
Keep an eye on Buckfetch throughout this game. I mean, the architect really builds the phases well, knows how to compose herself, but man, is she tough whenever she gets the ball and gets going. Loves to drop the shoulder, loves to give the contest there, has already had a few carries of her own. Conversion is good that comes in from Scylla. It looks like that was converted by Hensel. So 7-0 already gone in this first 7 minutes, but taking the corner is a little bit of a risky move there, but just being able to get the body height over there, it's just so high. And then she just works the ball down so well to get the first 5.
And that conversion is good. So now we have a score.
Let's please clean up the discipline. Thank you.
Sorry, let the referee have that conversation with the captain. But now we have a score line of 7-0. The Slugs having to deal with a little bit of early thought, but they are not out of the game just yet. As the referee and both teams wait for the ball.
Thanks, mate.
Most important part of the rugby game is the rugby ball.
Yeah, right there. Perfect.
Took a little bit of time of getting there. And now we'll have the kickoff to get us back underway after Scylla is able to get early points here as a team chalked with Wisconsians from all over, not just Milwaukee, but Grafton, Madison, able to represent their side. It looks like they have a little bit of forward momentum This Utah side has to find a way to stop the running and charging of this Milwaukee team. Ball played out the back.
Ooh, now knock.
And a knock-on force as the Slugs press forward, bringing defensive pressure, forcing a knock-on here, Darren.
Yeah, Tomaszek trying to get it out to wings like Schley, and in that case, it was Gajewski that just got caught a little bit, again, running away from Tomaszek there. Tomaszek right now looking to take the ball to the line, find those opportunities to have those tiny gaps around the defense. So she's going to have a conversation and learn to connect with those outside backs to get the speed that they're looking for.
Set. Guys. We just came off center and twisted. Let's reset that one, please. 9. Straight feed, please.
Referee giving clear instructions. Again, I want to thank all of those watching on YouTube. I learned a little bit about this Scylla side. The name is derived from Greek, which is why my Ohio accent might have twisted it up just a bit. Scrum to come for the Slugs. Ball put into play. The 8 pick around the corner, and now Milwaukee choosing to go wide. Do they have the space there? And the outside line from the winger, unfortunately, doesn't maximize the space as the ball hits the ground. Milwaukee ever so resourceful to get the ball back on their team side. Continues to hold possession as now Slugs align themselves defensively. Ball played and dove on and able to be possessed by the Slugs. As now the Slugs have opportunity to attack, and Kabooey, please sit down. The Slugs will not be stopped as we have a big collision on an early ball carry by this Salt Lake City Slug side. And I mean, if you're looking at this replay here, right in your living room, please have a seat. This is not the train tracks you want to stand on. Stick to the rivers and lakes that you're used to. As now the Slugs continue to go around the corner and unable to keep the ball in bounds, as the Scylla side finds a way to bend and not break.
Just trying to find the mismatches around the corner. Right there, we saw a beautiful one there when we saw Tapusoa taken into Tomaszek, a prop against an outside center. I mean, you're going to see some big collisions happening there. And right from the jump, we see them try and move the ball wide. But again, the back line for both sides just not finding that connection and not creating the picture that they want.
And that might be the margin that determines this game as we go forward 10 minutes through the first half. And Scylla able to get early points, choosing to go to the high boot off that right. The bounce can go anywhere. We'll find out who ends up with the ball. Salt Lake City gets the ball. And the ball was knocked on by White. Little help from the assistant referee to able to determine what happened in that integral play. And what a great bit of decision-making going up, forcing both teams to play the ball tough and just not handled cleanly by the Salt Lake City side.
Looks like Arnston was the one that went up there, a sister of Connor Mooneyham, who's one of the MLR players. So we'll see if they've got the speed. I know that the family does, but good to see her back out and playing after a successful college career at BYU.
One fin on that edge, choosing to go to the other fin. Ball kept in the play. It's now Scylla being grabbed and grappled by multiple Slugs. Tackle made and a twisty turn. That might be a steal, and yes, it is. As the Slugs continue to throw back, continue to fight back, getting the ball after it looks like Scylla was going to get a great bit of forward advance. And now choosing their option, deciding to go for touch. Ball kicked on the boot, and it is out of bounds, and we'll have a line out here for the Salt Lake City side.
Right here.
I was a little bit worried that Kahala Giron was going to try and connect with her forward pack there. They were set very deep, which forces you to have to give a long run up to the defensive line. Typically, you end up losing meters, but to turn around and go to the boot, this is the first line out that we've been able to see that goes in favor of the Salt Lake City Slugs. So let's see what they can come up with.
Ball tapped through, but offside, says the referee. Unable to find themselves in the right position. And now the Slugs choose to go quick. Weaving run, able to cut through a right foot step. And now we have a line break opportunity on either side. Does she get the offload away? No, she doesn't. Scylla able to keep and cut the bleeding off after that amazing line break. It looks like Scylla might do exactly what's necessary to get the ball back. And diving over, says the referee. And this Milwaukee side bending but not breaking yet again, giving up some meterage, but defense swarming to get the ball back.
You're good, 9.
Just
You're good.
not clearing out at the ruck time is buying a strength that I think that Scylla really has, which is to use the counter ruck and get the low body height there. We'll take a look back. It's a beautiful line break that's set up by Wagner. Wagner continues to pump the legs there. We see a few of the Scylla players come across, but right here we just see a lack of being able to burst over the ball to get clear ball placement there. It just gets messier and messier by the minute as more Scylla numbers go flooding in there. So that might be a strength and quite the vulnerability for the Salt Lake City Slugs.
Right here, ladies.
Now we have Scylla setting themselves up for a scrum. Both teams organized 7-0. A little bit of fireworks. We've had a few moments that have been absolute class. A few line breaks, a few great catches, big hits. It's turned out to be one of those matches you enjoy watching. Unfortunately, offsides because the ball was still in the scrum. She saw it was out, but the referee didn't. Ball still in according to referee. Penalty, and now Scylla is on attack, rushing forward to offload through defenders with players grabbing at jerseys and unable to make that connection on the edge again.
Okay, thank you.
Referee says backwards, so they continue as now the Slugs able to force a turnover, peeling the ball away and pushing it back to their side here. As we look at the replay, the space was on the edge. Able to get this offload away through multiple defenders. It just showcases the skill. Ball played to the edge and tapped there. Backwards, says the referee, but in live game action, not released is the call.
Either
now the
or outside
Slugs
line.
have a great opportunity right around the 10-meter, and they go to a forward pack smash as now the Slugs continue to drive and carry forward. Find themselves right outside the 22-meter line. Great opportunity. First real opportunity of attack for the Slugs, and unable to be dragged down. Refusing to be dragged down.
Also good.
Turnover by Scylla. Returned over by the Slugs, and this is a heavyweight fight with both teams trading and returning blows. The Slugs able to resource that ruck. No real options on the reverse side, but finds a player to go to. But with no defense, they're able to gain meterage. Players in the ruck for Scylla unable to clear themselves. Referee says roll away. They acquiesce, and we continue. Ball played to the force, and look at that line speed from Scylla, able to close that space, trying to kill all forward momentum because the Salt Lake City side has devastating ball carriers. And here goes another devastating ball carrier right inside of the 5-meter line. Ball tipped and moved, and unfortunately, it was stolen with a great opportunity for the Slugs on a double movement, says the referee. Look at that right foot step, Darian.
And a beautiful way to try and force the defender to make the decision around the breakdown. Only problem is that I don't even think that the Salt Lake Slugs or the Salt Lake City Slugs were expecting for that line break to happen there. Leaves a lot of space for Scylla to get over the top there, be able to contest at ruck time, and those turnovers are going to keep racking up against the Slugs if they don't quickly get a move on and break to the ball quicker and get past the point of contact over the ball carrier.
Taking that opportunity to go to the line out. First line out, a football throw over the top, but unable to be made accurate. Shades of Rex Grossman here in Chicago, as now the Slugs continue to push through, able to break the line. Chopping tackle by the fullback on the back end of that line break. And every time the Slugs show that they have something there, Scylla's there to shut the door and make the play as they continue to scramble defensively.
14.
Not releasing is the call. And now Scylla, who's played very strong defense, are pushed back 10 meters with a conversation with the captain.
Please just clean it up. They got to make the ball available.
Yeah.
Referee laying out along Darren. There's so much going on here as now the Slugs look like they're setting up for a tap and go.
Time on.
Yeah, so much might be going on, but man, the Salt Lake City Slugs, they've got to make something happen.
Put her down.
Big, strong push, body height, straight up and down, making the ball available for Scylla, but unable to pull it away, able to get the ground, able to resource this ruck, and now here comes the pick and go as they travel inside of that 5-meter line. First pick and go, fails to get over the try line. They choose to go to the backs where they have forwards out in space. The offload is there, the space is there, and Salt Lake City slugging away and getting their first points of this Northern Regional semifinal.
Looks like that was Whiting, who was lightning fast there, connected well at that midfield. We saw a lot of disconnect that happened on that sideline. Scylla just leaving a lot of gaps there in the defensive line. As we take a look here, already we're just seeing quite the overload opening up there. And then like Swiss cheese, the defense has a lot of holes in there and they find it seamlessly. It starts off with the pick and goes run by the forwards here, and the defense just doesn't fold quick enough. The pin and pass is so good. That comes in from Jamie Luann Meyer, and then the offload with the line from Arwen, and then she connects well with the finisher like Whiting, the number 13 for the Salt Lake City Slugs. And now we've got a very even contest between two sides.
This conversion means a lot. Unable to make it through, and the ball tapped by the AR. The skills are there from the AR. I believe that's Sybil, who's refereed many of high-level matches, including the national championship at last year's Club 7's women's final.
Crystal.
As now we set up for the next kickoff. The Slugs able to answer back, holding a 2-point deficit, but a lot to look forward to. They see that the Strains are in their forward pack, and the way they're able to collapse this Scylla defense through multiple crash lines, the pick and goals, we're able to condense the defense even more, and we're able to convert on that outside channel. As now the next kickoff is underway, gathered cleanly by the Slugs, and the Slugs are off and running again, at least 15 meters after first contact, as the Slugs find themselves pushing, clawing, rolling, moving forward with each ball carry. That ruck was very highly contested, forcing an errant pass, losing all the meters just gained, and look at that Scylla defense closing the line speed. Everyone's organized, pointing and searching for players to attack. As now Salt Lake plays the ball back inside their 22, moving in the wrong direction, but that defensive pressure seems to be a positive for this Scylla side. Milwaukee continues to push Salt Lake back, as Salt Lake chooses to slug it out, giving the ball to their forwards. Crash line, 4 meters. Ball not going to hand. Offload is there. And again, pushed back in the tackle, but the steal is clean. And just like that, Milwaukee using defense to give them a great offensive opportunity. Just under 10 meters to go to answer back just as quick as the Slugs put points on the board, choosing to go wide, and there might be space on the top of your screen. There is multiple overlaps. Can they be stopped? No, they will be not. And as soon as the Slugs slug back, Scylla pours a little salt and gets another 5 points.
Already keeping an eye on Jewel from that defensive effort by Scylla, Scylla right from the jump there, but being able to have a forward on the outskirts, this is why you want it. It forces the overload, and especially if you've got long limbs, long strides, and the ability to finish, that's why she's out there. Just a simple draw and pass there. Tomaszek gives it early, which is the crucial piece of this, and then St. Vincent puts herself under pressure there. It's a selfless pass, and then Jewel is just right off of the hip, ready to get the pass there and finish the job and get another 5 on the board for the Scylla side. Scylla side.
And
we'll get it by the end of it. I promise everybody.
I promise we're going to get that pronunciation right. Everything about the name just gets me. Scylla. I don't know what I said at first. I'm glad that those watching on YouTube were able to correct us. And if you are watching on YouTube, please leave a comment as we put together this production for you in the Northern Regional semifinal match here between Milwaukee Scylla and Salt Lake City Slugs. The Slugs have to find a way to slug back and get themselves back into this game. 7-point difference, and that conversion on the kick seems to be the difference before that try. As now the Slugs set themselves up for the kickoff. Stop mispronouncing Scylla, as they say in the chat. I don't think they were listening to me clearly. As Scylla able to control the ball cleanly, playing the ball out into space, chopping tackle, immediate impact made on that leg grab. And now Scylla choosing to go to the up and under. They have players there available. Ball re-kick, charge down as the Slugs return fire and able to get possession inside of the 50.
Easy.
Good moments here for the Slug side.
More!
As a maul by the referee. Players are pulling and grabbing, but you got to stay off the legs. You can't pull this maul down for safety, of course. And with that, we'll have a penalty. They're having a discussion on what should they do. Quick tapper line out. They choose the quick tap. And now the Slugs return fire. Big collision. You got to bring a low body height against these ball carriers. This Salt Lake City side has devastating ball carriers, powerful and explosive players. As now they play the ball in the space to the backs. They have a number advantage, but can they maximize? Is Scylla able to close the door and make the tackle? Slugs choosing to slow it down, figure out which side they're going to play it on. As the ball takes a minute to get to the back of this ruck. And now the Slugs again, after first contact, have won the engagement and drive forward. That has been a calling card for this match for this Slug side, continuing to go forward, moving and weaving to the space. And now the Slugs put Scylla on the back foot, but the counter ruck was enough to force the Slugs to commit a hands in the ruck penalty. And now the defense from Scylla again showcases itself, bending but not breaking.
I love the commitment to the cause there at ruck time. They just stayed there, maintained the tension, and they just waited for the moment for the Salt Lake City Slugs to break. And upon that break, they get the penalty there. It just gets very messy. And right from the kick, we see just a little bit of back and forth taps between the two sides. It's going to be a knock-on in favor of Scylla. And just the reward keeps coming up for this Milwaukee side. They're just so aggressive on the defense.
And now we set up for another scrum knock-on. Was the call.
Crouch.
It looks like Scylla will have to put into the scrum.
Set.
Ball tapped and played out cleanly. And the platform is set as they run a looping play. Space there, able to cut through and move. Left footstep, right footstep. And now we have a foot race, no look offload. And finally we get the winger connection we've been waiting on. Scylla able to gain 50 meters off of that line break. Slowed up by Salt Lake City, but they still have a little bit of forward momentum. As now the Salt Lake side organizes defensively and able to take the ball from the ball carrier and return fire and return possession. As now the Salt Lake City side is able to get hands on the ball and now able to set up the platform for themselves. Unable to get the steal due to the rolling tackler. As now Salt Lake plays it to the forward And multiple defenders, as always, have to be a part of it. The leg lift, unfortunately, forces her to land on her upper body and head. We might be looking at a car here, Darian.
Okay. When we tackle in rugby, we tackle to the ground, not up.
Yes, sir.
She landed on her lower back, so there's no card. It's penalty only. But please, tackle down. It's unsafe. Thank you.
Referee said she's landed on her lower back. Replay doesn't agree,
Come
but
on.
we can say it is not worth a card there. She learned her lesson, hopefully, and doesn't escalate it. The next one will be seeing some cheese. As the ball is knocked on in the tackle, does the referee see it cleanly? No knock on, says the referee, and now Salt Lake resourcing the ball, just trying to keep possession as it takes multiple defenders again from the Scylla side to be able to bring down these ball carriers. Ball played to the 10, moving around, able to show and go. And ball yanked in the tackle. Was it held in possession? Yes, it was. As Salt Lake chooses confrontationally to run into the heart of the Scylla defense.
No.
Counter ruck push, not happy by the ref. And that show and go leaves a space closest to the ruck. We have a line break. And in time to save it, no. Scylla able to force a turnover. Tap immediately to go forward. And the ball spills out, not back 10. Offsides called by Salt Lake City.
Captain.
And we're going to listen to the referee here, had this conversation.
Twice now, you've been tackled without support and rolled over on the ball, preventing competition. You get one opportunity to place it. You've tried three, twice.
Okay.
Okay, not again. Thank you.
Going back to that line break that happened earlier on the replay, but the referee's talking about the Salt Lake City line break. As now we're back into action. Scylla running into the heart of the Slugs, and the Slug stands firm as now Scylla continues to push players forward. They might have space on the top of the screen. Able to slide through, and it looks like we might have another chance at an opportunity to score. And Scylla goes in for another 5 after a beautiful line break. And she's been waiting for her moment as Beth McVinson goes in for 5.
Beth St. Vincent, they're able to finish after many collisions happening in the midfield by the forwards there, recognizes that there's just a lack of fold that comes in from the Salt Lake City Slugs. They're slow to get around that end there. We just see walking bodies, and there St. Vincent's just takes the corner, lets the ball do the work, and then once she realizes that she's gone, she tucks it away from the defense, gives just a little bit of the tiniest shoves, and it just gets her that little bit she needs to get over the line. And it just seems like Scylla is settling in to their pattern and just seem to be heating up in Illinois.
Everything seems to be heating up here in Illinois as the steps continue to step, and Beth is just organizing this offense so creatively, picking and choosing her moments, and that is the calling card of a good player, not taking every opportunity to attack, but when the moments expose themselves and are right, making the most of it. Now Salt Lake Slugs are down 14 points with about 10 minutes left here in this first half, and they have so much things to be positive for. They just have to make sure that they aren't backed in their own area the way that they have been. It stifles their offense. And now Scylla able to gather that bobbling ball, which goes 10. Referee says plays on. And now Scylla is on the forward march.
Now release White.
Multiple defenders forced to get involved in that tackle as Scylla chooses to go behind the ruck, bouncing off of the arms and regathered. As now Scylla uses that forward momentum to run right into that gap next to the ruck. Able to be brought down and corralled. As now Scylla spaces it, plays it to a forward in space. Few forwards late to the engagement, but able to resource that ruck. And now Scylla playing a layered attack out the back. Left foot step with so much space. What can she do with it? Nothing. The inside help is there to make the tackle. As now Scylla swings back around and goes back the other way. But the gaps are there, and now we have another line break. Grabbed and dragged, unable to be tackled, but tripped up right after the halfway point. And Scylla choosing to go pick and go after the line break.
White.
Now they resource, give it back to the forward pack.
Back.
One-off runner, not much help nearby, but the resources are there when they need to be. And now we have a numbers advantage on the top of the screen. Offload on the way down. Able to shrug off one defender, two defender, and now we have another line break and another chance to go in the score. And Scylla does it again, adding another 5 after an incredible build-up and a strong effort like Claire Tomaszek. What an amazing bit of play, Darian.
Yeah, what an amazing profession. Maybe she drinks a lot of milk with the dairy farming, which means that she's got bones of steel there. But just being able to collide off of multiple players along the way here, it all gets set up. The pass is a little bit delayed there, but Tomaszek just is able to finish the job. We see her bounce off a few of those players, and then the speed is really what gets it going there. The finish there, Scylla now just continuing to open up the space out. Now the Salt Lake City Slugs just can't seem to fold. They can't seem to connect on the defensive end there, and it's just leading to more and more brilliant moments to come in for the Milwaukee side.
Yeah, Kayla Smith able to get that offload away on the way down. The skills to pay the bills, and it leads to more points as now we have a 26-25 advantage to Scylla. And they're doing everything they can to seal the deal here in this first half. Pouring on points, pouring on line breaks. As now the Slugs have to find a way to get more explosive moments because Scylla seems to have a monopoly on explosive plays as they build up tries, line break, and really create a moment for themselves just off of upping the tempo from the edges and really depending on their forwards to make things happen. Swinging high tackle. And the referee blows a strong whistle, turns the clock off, and we're going to be looking into the pocket.
Walk me through what you saw.
I did not get a number because of how her body was angled, but I saw
I got the number.
A brunch here. Okay.
Okay, head-to-head contact or just on the line of the shoulders?
Line of the shoulders.
Okay, agreed. White 14, white captain. Captain, I've spoken with my AR. I don't have head-head contact, but I do have a very, very high tackle jumping into it. Please, much lower, okay?
Yeah.
Safety first.
The second I did it, I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rock.
Referee using the stick, just a penalty. No head-to-head contact, he says. Arm around the upper shoulder and neck. We'll play on, but you know that number and that moment will be remembered. Any more infringements is going to lead to a card here as Scylla pushes forward and gets a penalty, hands into the ruck. Ruck clearly established as now Scylla chooses to go quick, and look at all the space they're able to take just by running forward into the danger.
Tackle.
Offload, handoff offload away, and now Scylla is picking up speed and momentum. Space on the bottom of your screen here. Do they have what it takes to get all the way there? To try score earlier with the hop step off the left again. And Magic is here with an opportunity to go further into this national championship tournament. Scylla turns it on, and the try scorer doubles up and cashes in on an amazing buildup by the Scylla side. Darian, take us through it.
The pin and pass really working well for them. The support really setting Tomaszek up to be able to slice through the defense. And as you said, the hop step, Tomaszek needs to go to a trampoline park or something. Being able to bounce off players, hop off of the left foot, finish the job there. I mean, this is just an incredible player showing out for the team here as Scylla continue to punch through. We're starting to see Hensel get more opportunities on those conversions, so that one does go through, but this pin and pass is something special. Tomaszek gets the ball here. All of the defense is coming across, being able to plan off of the left foot. She steps off Arnston, can handle it, continues to do it to a left one, and then hips as they continue to turn. Tomaszek works the other way, goes against the grain, and then finds herself another 5 on the board.
Holy cow, says the dairy farmer. She will not be stopped. The left foot, the 5 points. as now Scylla continues to expand their lead 33-5 with that converted kick.
Blue
And
captain,
the
what do we have?
Slugs
Scrum center.
unable to kick it the full 10 here as issues continue to mount. They're choosing a 50-meter scrum, but what a try. I gotta take a second. That right there is what you asked for here in the game. As the kickoff just takes an awkward bounce on the drop. Happens to the best of us. As now we have a 50-meter scrum. Dead center here. And Darren, so much can be said about how this Scylla side is playing, but as we go into halftime, what are some of the things that the Slugs have to fix and correct to get themselves back into this match here?
Defensive fold is really going to be crucial for them. Increasing the speed and the work rate that they have whenever they've got ball in hand is going to be a difference maker from them. They're a bit slow to get up off of the ground. They're a bit slow to realign on attack, and they're a bit slow to get around the fold. So the next second half is just going to be about speed. But you've got to wonder if the Salt Lake City Slugs have it. I mean, it's in the name for them to possibly be a little bit slow here. And Scylla, the difference maker, has really been the speed of which they've had. They've got it in Tomaszek. They've got it in St. Vincent, and I just think that they're going to continue to make the Salt Lake City Slugs pay for the slowness that they have whenever it comes to their work rate.
Choosing to go to that dummy and inside line. Worked before a few times this match, but not a third. Player from Scylla holding their head, unable to get away from that ruck. Hopefully she's okay. As now the Slugs slug back, and it looks like they found a little bit of initiative, able to get the ball back after that 50-meter scrum, and now they're on attack, playing the ball back deep and unable to keep clean possession as Scylla able to force a knock on, and now we'll have another scrum here.
Time off.
The alignment looking really strong from Scylla. We see hands up and pointing, so they're marking the players in front of them. We'll start to see the wave of blue come in as Tomaszek is up in the face, along with Gajewski, just not able to field it cleanly because she can probably feel them breathing down her neck, is Blackwell. And so unfortunately they get the knock on. About 2 minutes left to go here in this first half. 33-5. Milwaukee is leading over Salt Lake City, and there's going to have to be a lot of hard conversations that come in from the Slugs. With the Milwaukee side, it's just about continuing to do what they've done in the whole first half, and that seems to be the recipe that'll work for them.
Set.
The referee gives a cadence. Ball played into the scrum cleanly. And now Scylla able to move the ball out, but not going to hand.
Tackle.
As multiple players swarm the blue hair and make the tackle on the edge. As Scylla goes around the corner, choosing to go to that wide side. Opportunity for the poach, but the support able to remove the poacher. And now Scylla continues to grind and maul forward, push forward. The defense from the Slugs condensed a bit, and we might have a numbers advantage on the bottom of the screen. They choose to carry away. One player missed, another tackle missed. The fin was there. Scylla players crawling to get out of the way just so the ball can be reinserted in the play.
Now roll.
And they continue to push forward. With multiple Scylla players able
Back one.
to get to that ruck, bring the ball back. Offsides played after ensuing ruck. Some of these Slugs were offsides.
New advantage.
And desperately, whatever they can, diving over to get the ball back, unable to keep her feet. Scylla choosing to go quick to maximize the space that's there. They go to the top side of your screen. Can we get a hat trick? And just like that, 3 of them things here in the Northern Region Semifinals. Back-to-back-to-back tries after amazing bit of build-up from Scylla, and she sealed her first half hat trick off an amazing setup. What a great team try there.
And I mean, 3 tries in I think less than 10 minutes here in Illinois from Tomaszek. But it's all set up with the ball movement and the penalty count that's really racking up for the Salt Lake City Slugs. Again, just a lack of being able to hold their weight there at ruck time, really generating a lot of penalties there. And then the ball movement that comes in quickly from Milwaukee is really what's been a game changer for them. They'll go to half, and a lot of hard conversations and a lot of hard words for the Salt Lake City Slugs.
With the try and conversion, we have a 40-5 lead from Scylla over the Salt Lake City Slugs. That whistle takes us to halftime, and we'll be right back for the Club National Northern Region semifinal match.
Got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. You got me stone cold.
Most girls are smart and strong and beautiful. Most girls work hard, go far, we are unstoppable. Most girls are fight to make every day. No two are the same. I wanna be like, I wanna be like.
So actually, before I started playing rugby, I was just a cheerleader for my high school, and I was very shy, nervous, and being around teammates. Rugby is a very accepting sport. I wasn't embarrassed about my body or anything. People really welcome you and actually like take your strengths and weaknesses and work with you to like make you a better person and player.
You hit each other and then you're friends.
Yeah. I really like the camaraderie of it, and like the game is just so physical and it's fun.
Definitely try it. Like you maybe don't think you're the strongest, but once you go out and like you hit someone, that adrenaline is so amazing.
It's great. We all love each other. We all like hanging out at these tournaments.
Just meeting so many new people and getting to know them is just amazing. And meeting so many new friends is definitely.
Nah, one word is family. Like you got people like you could depend on.
Probably my favorite part of playing rugby is like I can forget any problem I'm having at school or at home or just any kind of worry or burden and just like give it my all on the field.
We all choose to come here. We don't have to be here, you know. It's just good fun coming out on a Sunday, playing, getting all together, and just great.
All right, so yeah, I think it's the fact that we can play very hard, smack each other up, boom each other, and just eat good and talk to and laugh with each other after.
So, one thing that rugby's done for you?
It's brought up a lot of my confidence. I wasn't very confident in middle school, and I knew that if I wanted to become a better player, I would have to bring up my game, which I did, and I've just become so much like a better person to myself. I see myself in such a bigger light, and I'm honestly so much happier playing rugby.
I ain't gonna lie, if it wasn't for them, I don't think I would like be around here, to be honest. So I guess family.
New York Rugby Club is a great community because they put you around great people such as Alex, my coach Alex, and he teaches me more about rugby, how I can make my game better every day and elevate it to the next.
Nah, but like, you feel me? But like, I bet like you know how the hood is, so you know like it's crazy, like around shooters and all that stuff. So it's just keeping me out from there, and then changing from like me got to worry about, I can't walk here, instead of just changing my life and being positive and don't need to worry about anything that much.
I think people really underestimate women in sports. Like in my school, rugby, especially the girls' rugby, is really strong, and I don't think a lot of people expect that that women can have the sort of strength or like sort of drive that men can have in sports. And I mean, you can see today, like it's pretty much even. Women want to, you know, have an outlet for physical contact or something to blow off steam just as much as men do, and they're just as physical, and we're just as, I guess, you can say aggressive as men can be, and we can be just as successful on the rugby field. So I think it's just helped me learn that whatever a man can do, I can do it. It's no worries. I can do exactly what they can do.
Tell me about your experience with RCT so far.
Well, I think my experience can be best described as really fun and community bonding because I meet so many new people playing the sport I love.
I wrestle and I play football, and there's nothing like rugby. You know?
Yeah, everybody that I've ever met that tries rugby just comes to one practice has ended up liking it. And I asked her like what it was, and she said like full contact, like same rules, guys and girls, and I didn't believe her. And then she was like, oh, come out to our practices. And I did, and I was like, oh yeah, I want to play. And then I started playing. It was really fun.
I don't know, it's just a game that I love. It's pretty fun though, I don't know, I just love everything about it.
The laid-back atmosphere of it, we all be friends on the field and off the field.
Just the bond and the vibe from everybody is nice and builds like a lot of character.
You should play it. Play rugby. That's it.
Like how we can like beat out of each other in the game, but then we like come together after and we're just like shake hands.
Well, what do you think that is? Why is that?
I personally think it's just we're all one community, like it's one family. You all play rugby, it's just one family. It's a sport.
Yeah, because if you have to have respect for the person going after you because you work hard and they have to work just as hard after you.
So you say that respect is probably the greatest value you can gain out of this game?
By far. Yeah. By far.
The RCT out here has been amazing. I came out here because I know that all the states out here have some great youth rugby, and I was not disappointed in any way. So saw some amazing action out here from both young men and young women, and it's looking pretty bright for our future here. The RCT out here has been amazing. I came out here because I know that all the states out here have some great youth rugby, and I was not disappointed in any way. So saw some amazing action out here from both young men and young women, and it's looking pretty.
And welcome back to Lamont, Illinois for the USA Northern Regional Club 15 semifinals. My name is Lance, and I am joined in the booth by Darian Lovelace, the Hall of Famer. So much has been going on in this match, but it's been all Scylla all day.
All Scylla all day, and I think we've been saying their name enough that we will get it right throughout the rest of the broadcast for all of you tuning in here. We saw a little moment of promise come in for the Salt Lake City Slugs after multiple opportunities of the ball in hand there. They were finally able to get over the line after the first 20 minutes. But then after that, it's been all Milwaukee all day, namely because of players like Jewel. And we'll take a look at the replays here in a minute for Tomaszek. She's just been instrumental for this side. St. Vincent, Lance, we talked about her earlier. She's so creative with the ball movement. She's able to get the ball in hands of those danger players. And here's Tomaszek. 3 tries in less than 10 minutes here in this 15th matchup. We'll take another look, and this left-footed step that she's got is so lethal, so dangerous, and the Salt Lake City Slugs kind of living up to the name, just not able to compete with the speed that Milwaukee is showing.
Play the knockout. And opening kickoff of this second half is underway, and an early knock-on for Scylla, uncharacteristic from what we've seen throughout the first half, but now the Slugs, great opportunity. Any points is a premium here, and you got to go for gold from here on out. 40 more minutes for the rest of your season. 35-point deficit. But this is rugby. Anything can happen. Let's see what the Slugs have. And on the other field, who is going to meet these teams, the winner is South Buffalo with a small disadvantage over the St. Louis Sabres, as now the Slugs pushing forward, going weak side on that scrum, trying to fight to stay in bounds, finds a way to keep the ball in bounds, as now the Slugs have an opportunity right around their 10-meter line, pushing through so close to the try zone here, and another opportunity for them as they choose to go pick and go. Scylla able to push that defender down, able to cut down that pick and go. And another opportunity is now the Slugs go wide, plays the ball into space, unable to be brought into hand, bounces off the hands of a Slug player, and now Scylla will have a scrum down here to go.
Way too much power coming off of that pass, as it looked like they were just trying to get it to the space quickly. The only problem is that with too much power in the pass, it's just not able to get fielded well by Blackwell. We saw the ball movement and a little bit of some vulnerability coming in for Scylla, but it's the launch that comes in from Tomaszek. It puts Blackwell under a lot of pressure there at the time where she's getting the ball. And right there, without even having to touch the player, Tomaszek is able to get the turnover.
Set. Now we settle into a scrum here. Great opportunity for Scylla to clear their lines, choosing to play it out the back. The space is there, but great defense, making the tackle from that inside space. And now Scylla picking from the 9 and able to pop it to a waiting forward. As now Scylla has the advantage for offsides. Salt Lake forced to hold the ball up. Offsides called. And the referee was communicating, might not have been heard clearly, as now Scylla chooses to go quick tap, and they run right into the strength of the Slugs defense, choosing to go to the forwards again. Tackle made clearly here, as now Scylla plays the ball out. Grab and grappled, dragging tackle, able to gain meterage at the first contact, and running a ghost line on that edge. Scylla has forwards exposed. Can they preserve the ball? Yes, they do, says Scylla. Again, another carry running right into
advantage blue.
The Slugs defense. Another penalty called and a big collision, but that tackle might be a bit high. And again, that's 1-4 from earlier with the swinging tackle, and this might be one where he reaches for the pocket.
High tackle, and then before that it was offside by 9, correct? Did you get a number on the high tackle? Okay, we got 2 issues. Offside at a couple different rucks. Okay. That's a warning. You guys got to do a lot more. We just talked about it at halftime. Yeah, in 1 second. We also had a high tackle right here.
Yes.
Let's keep it low, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can
Please, I'll let you know when you're ready.
Blackwell from the Salt Lake City Slugs. We have the evidence here. This is an obvious high tackle. Kind of got off a little bit, did Whiting there, but able to cut off the pass. And again, if you're going to go ahead and make a big scene on the defensive end as you smash the door closed, it's so important to just try and fold them like a lawn chair. Don't go for ball at that point. If they get the pass off, then gun on them. They still have a lot of meters to go. But now, yet again, the Salt Lake City Slugs give another penalty to Scylla.
Yeah, and just a lucky break not to get the yellow card. Was on a bad high tackle earlier. Still in the same situation, going high. Referee has a conversation, but we say play on, full strength to both sides. As we start to see a lot more aggression in these counter rucks by the Slug side. Scylla, ball bouncing, able to be corralled and controlled, choosing to play the conservative route, just ball possession, even though they were pushed back 12 meters after that pass. Scylla again playing into space, just a little bit in front of those teammates running lines. First receiver unable to cleanly get the ball to space, and again push back, and another tackle. That's 2 passes hitting the ground and 25 meters lost in that tackle situation. Ball played to Scylla, and they go right to the middle of the field as we starting to see gaps open up after that second pass for the Slug defense, trying to play the space, but Scylla deciding to go for the kick. Ball takes a friendly bounce, continues to push the Slugs backwards, able to grab the ball and corral it, and now she's running alone against multiple Scylla defenders, but able to position herself to keep possession for the Slugs. And now the Slugs again choose to go up. A high tackle advantage is going to be called here, as there was an arm draped around the upper shoulder and neck. And now Scylla has to reload defensively because the Slugs are rolling through. The advantage card by the referee, and now the Slugs operating in a higher tempo, able to take advantage of the explosion in size that they seemed to have earlier in the first half. going weak side, but ball unable to be controlled, and a knock-on called again as Scylla bends, doesn't break, and able to force that untimely error.
The 2v1 would have been there, and honestly, the work rate that's been coming in from Terrell is something to be talked about here. Been really impressed with the work rate and her ability to connect there on the edge. Just seems like she might have taken her eye off of the ball for just one split second, and it's those little moments that make such a difference, especially whenever you're in team play and you're starting to build the phases. When you get into that middle part, it's so important to do the small skills right so that you can hopefully get those line breaks and reset the play. Just Terrell takes her eyes off the ball for just 1 second, and it cost them greatly.
Scylla able to control it off the scrum, running a looping pattern, able to find a bit of space with that deceptive run. And again, reloads to find more space on the bottom. Backflip, finds no one. There's a fight for the ball, and the Slugs able to possess it. And the defense for the Slugs showing up when they need it the most, not allowing themselves to be backed up after Scylla had a lot of space off a deceptive looping play off the base of that set piece. But again, the Slugs are slowed down and dragged to the floor. Ball hits shoulder and hands, and unfortunately grabbed by another player, not the original player who touched the ball. So we'll have a scrum here. Looked like it might have been off of her face, but also the hand. Referee calls knock on, so we'll have another scrum to Scylla.
And a lot of times in these matches, especially whenever you're coming back for the second half, you're having to go back into battle there. You start to really see the fatigue set in for these teams. And when the fatigue sets in, so do the mistakes here. Salt Lake City just not able to field these balls cleanly. Whenever the passes have gone to hand, it just seems like they can't discern the power of the pass. And you've got to wonder if it's based off of communication or just a lack of being able to catch it under fatigue.
Ball played cleanly out the base of that scrum. Multiple fins, right-hand fins. Gives Scylla the space on the edge, trying to keep the ball in bounds, even opting to slide the slow momentum, but unable to keep play going. And AR holding a strong call, flag up. And look at that right-hand fin and a double right-hand fin, Darren.
Yeah, somebody had to pay for Smith's double-handed push-offs, and it seemed like Wyden came across and really was able to clean up shop there. Again, the possession going in favor of the Salt Lake City Slugs. The set piece is going to be really important for them. We've got about 8 minutes gone, and again, the 35-point deficit still holding strong here, so they're going to have to make some magic happen, and right off of the top, still is able to get it.
And Scylla getting the ball back. It just shows how they've been able to really win smaller moments after smaller moments. Ball forced backwards and off the foot. Referee says play on, as now we have Scylla able to resource this ruck. Spaces on the bottom of the screen. And Utah had an opportunity to steal, but no need. Ball pass right to a Slug player, and now they're off and running, going the other way. Going right to the forwards, confrontational in the screen as we look at this replay. The tackle was made here and tried to get the ball away, but no need. Slug pulls it away, and now Salt Lake City Slugs forward. Forward pod after forward pod, able to bring carnage, forcing these Scylla players to move backwards with each possession, with each phase. And when it looks like the Slugs might be able to line break, a very, very strong tackle made on the edge allows Scylla to reorganize themselves. But you do not want these Slugs to have forward momentum. They have been bringing the pressure all game. Hasn't matriculated enough points for them, but they definitely have been a strong side and showcase that they can carry the ball with some of the best. As now we have a penalty here. And the Slugs choosing to go quick. No time to waste. Only 10 minutes into this second half. They have plenty of time to get points on the board and make this match one to remember. As now Scylla counter ruck, able to do so much, but ball played out and playing the ball on the ground. Could have been a call.
Captain. That's right, back to back.
But it looks like high tackle would be the call here, Darren.
Hold on. Ready, blue.
Ooh. Emotions are running a bit high here, and that's leading to a lot of messy play. Both sides are going to have to clean it up. I think that the referee only has a finite amount of chats that he can give to the captains, and so I'm pretty sure that soon the referee, though he doesn't want to, is going to have to go to the pocket at some point.
Another tackle made right in the 5-meter channel, so close to that touch line. Scylla would love for them to find themselves into touch as now they maul and push through.
Held up.
And the ball is held up, says the referee will have a goal line dropout as the Slugs were so close to getting points on the board here in the second half.
Rule number 1, when you get that close to the line, either dive or drop the body height. Again, this is the reason why, because it's very easy to get held up in the try zone, especially seeing as how as soon as it happens, you could do little cheeky stuff like this. Tomaszek read the minds of the commentators, and they're able to get the turnover. They're deep within the end, though, so we'll see what options they have.
As the Slugs put constant defensive pressure, fighting to get the ball back. I love the fact that their tempo and energy hasn't diminished. They're still in this fight. Just have to find a way to get points on the board as that ball spills out of the back of the ruck. Scylla forced to play it quickly.
White 4, offside.
But advantage called again for offsides, and the penalties continue to mount for this Slug side, making it so much harder as they try to climb this uphill battle.
Advantage blue.
Advantage still being played as Scylla continues to crawl up the field, forcing his Slug side to play appropriate defense. Ball a little high, corralled down cleanly.
New advantage.
Advantage is still
14.
on. And a new advantage card for offsides. And that's the third penalty by 1-4 that we've
White
seen.
captain and white 4, please.
That's now the referee wants a conversation with the captain,
Okay.
number 4.
Offsides. We had 2 again in a row.
Okay.
They're going to take the beneficial spot, but I've got no choice here. No more offsides, Captain.
And what seems like an accumulation of issues,
Subs can come on. Subs are fine.
Slugs will be hit with a yellow card in the most unopportune time. And to be honest, Darren, I always thought that 14 from the Slugs was probably more appropriate. The 2 high tackles, that offsides that continue that phase of play. But it looks like it's going to be a little bit short in the forward pack as the Slugs will play with a yellow card here.
Yeah, with the team just repetitively committing these penalties, and referee is communicating for them to hold off or to get back on sides. Just with the lack of listening, there's been too many chats, there's been too many opportunities for them to fix the behavior there, and unfortunately Sosi is going to have to be the one who has to sit for 10 minutes. Hopefully Salt Lake City Slugs, they use her as an example to work on the offsides and the body height in the tackle, but based off of the performance, it's going to be a heavy ask from the two. From the Slugs.
35-point deficit, but has not given up an ounce of fight or quit has been seen in this Slug side as they continue to try to get back in the scoreboard. Driving carry by Scylla. Now Scylla sets up to go to their forward pack. Runs right into a collection of Slugs. Able to make the tackle. Trying to show the referee they're rolling away or getting away from the ruck. As now Scylla recycles, puts the ball in play. Look at the line speed from that edge from the Slugs. Looks like they had a chance to close the door, but still found a way to keep it going, says Scylla. Getting a little half break on the top of your screen. Tackle made, and it looks like the offensive flow seems to be going Scylla's way here as the defensive pressure from the edge isn't there for the Slugs. Not closing the space. No one's getting off the line defensively for the Slugs, and it's giving Scylla a lot more opportunity at ball retention as they resource this ruck. Scylla looking around, trying to figure out where to go. And so much attacking space. They find a line break. Quick hands, a one-handed catch on the edge. And does she have what it takes to get there? No, tackle made. Solo tackle made, and the ball is stolen cleanly by Lokatua. And just like that, the Slugs have their hands on the ball. And you can see on this replay, Scylla finding forward momentum, great catches, but just couldn't make the last bit convert and keep possession, as now the Slugs are back in operations here. Still with the yellow card down. The Slugs continue to run forward, and that was an absolute crazy ball carrier, mauling over the defender. And the Slugs continue to show what their advantage is, but they just have to find a way to equalize in points. You got to find a way to put points on the board. They've had moments, inside out weave. She has been at the utmost in the front for her team, breaking multiple tackles, really operating in that A channel as the captain, leading from the front. And with that bit of play, they've gained so many meters for the Slugs. Can they continue to go forward, spin move to get away from defense? As now the Slugs are slowed down just a bit. Now to play their forwards. So much time to make a decision. Getting the ball out to space, and look at the Scylla defensive line. They are moving, closing the space, getting right into the face of the Salt Lake City Slug side. As now the Slugs recycle. Forward hit up on the edge. So much work must be done.
That's good. No one over the ball.
Due to the yellow card. Ball stolen by Scylla and restolen. The captain is doing everything possible to keep her team fighting in this match. So much can be said about the way that she has continued to fight from the front, as now the Slugs push forward. Players slow to the ruck. Another advantage given. And it seems like we might have a twist in fortune. It is the Scylla side that's giving away penalties. Scylla side that's giving away line breaks. That's another opportunity to go after the ball, and the referee looks back. That steal was clean, so he's calling a penalty.
Time off.
And now it's time off and to talk with the captain.
Can you bring blue 8s over?
Number 8. That's us coming.
We're on repeated infringements for offsides. Please work harder. Thank you.
Hey, one extra step on outside.
And now we have equal numbers with a yellow card. Darian, so much was happening in that bit of play as the Slugs fight back here.
Behind the line.
Yeah, just a lot to kind of blow through here, and I don't know if we'll have enough time because it looks like they might elect to do the quick tap here, but no scores have been given, and we've had more than enough penalties to be able to rack up here. Twice now, both sides, each apiece, have seen a player go to the bin due to a lack of discipline, due to a lack of listening to each other, and also listening to the referee. Referee determines how long of a time you get to play here, and so it's important that they listen. The offsides has to take an extra step on the defensive line. Both sides need to work harder whenever they're on the ground. We still have a lot more rugby left to play here, 24 minutes, and this is whenever grit happens. This is whenever the mental toughness needs to kick in for both sides. We really haven't seen any scoring, and we haven't really seen a lot of rugby down in each other's end. A lot of rugby just happening in the middle of the pitch.
As that line out is able to be knocked back for the Slugs. The Slugs choosing to play the open space. One pass, two pass, able to cut off a defender with that pass, but just couldn't find one more pass. Referee warning that tackle was on the edge. No high tackle caught, but it continued placing the ball back on her feet. Teal does great work for her side, able to keep possession. And now the forward onslaught continues from this Slug side, able to push forward here. When they kick up the tempo, the Slugs have shown they have something there as the defender is absolutely mauled over. Another one not stand a chance. Got to grab a jersey, trying to pull her down by their clothing. And the Slugs recycle, and they're on the front foot here. Got to play it quicker here. They have so much momentum. But Scylla able to consolidate and get their defense in order there. Now Scylla able to hold up the ball carrier. Tackle called by the referee. As now the Slugs, Salt Lake City, continue to press forward, showing the ball, nowhere to go, but able to turn and pop it up. Slugs continue to fight. They are working extremely hard. So much can be said about this Scylla defense, continuing to pressurize and continuing to put absolute bodies into these rucks with an opportunity to counter. They were able to get the ball back.
Stay there.
From the Slugs. And now with a player down, referee saying don't move. Let's let this next bit of play happen. Ball kicked out into touch. And it looks like we might have a stoppage in play for a player down here.
Do you need time off, boy? Okay.
Looks like
Referee.
Two
go
players
ahead.
were down for the Salt Lake City Slugs, but it looks like she's up and moving, which is a good sign here. Salt Lake City Slugs have started to bring out their reinforcements, so you've got to wonder if she's got a replacement here. She's a little bit slow to get up, but nonetheless walking back. But let's talk about that turnover that came in from Jewel. Scylla just holding so strong there at the defensive point. They listened to the referee, ensured that they were on sides, and waited for the prime opportunity to be able to take advantage of the vulnerability with the ball. Jewel's been so instrumental in those turnovers and generating the momentum to get them out of trouble here. So Scylla yet again get to breathe a sigh of relief, and there's a lot more meters that the Slugs are going to have to work hard for.
Time off. Time off.
Referee calls a moment. Thought it was going to be a bit instructional, but it looks like it might be a trainer situation. We got to find out how much time is on that yellow card for the Slugs. They'll have about a 3-minute advantage.
No subs. Okay. Time on.
We'll take a look back at this replay here. Salt Lake City Slugs have the ball in hand. They're getting some momentum here, but Jewel waits for the player to roll out of the way there, gives access to the ball, and is over it so quickly they just can't compete.
And now the Slugs are off and running. Right footstep, left footstep. If she has the legs, this will be an absolute banger of a try. But tackled just short of that 5-meter line. The ball is possessed by the Slugs, able to keep possession. And now it looks like they'll be on the front foot. Advantage, says the referee. And just being slowed down by each of these rucks
Time off.
has been a concern. As now the referee having a chat with the AR.
Ruck here.
Yeah.
White 20. Moved.
Got it.
Yellow
Thank
card.
you. White captain, white 20.
And it looks like on the counter ruck, the AR sees that white 20.
White. Wait, are we done with that?
Yeah, I'm done.
Thank you. Kevin, I've got a call in from my AR. High contact, moving a body by the neck. We've got no choice in this matter, okay? Are you done? Thank you. 2 minutes on the first card.
Just
It's their
a little
ball
bit
penalty
of
right
attitude there. Referee not playing with that, so Teo's going to go ahead and have a seat, which leaves the Salt Lake City Slugs 13 players in. It's just not what you want here.
Penalty
They've
here.
just started to string together some phases. It's so unfortunate for them how little details like this can cost them greatly. We just see here she gets over the top and then goes straight for the neck here, not even trying to bring the body height down or to relieve it. And AR's there to go ahead and see those sneaky little plays behind the scenes here. So Teo's going to go ahead and have a seat and is going to have to cool off a bit. For whenever she comes back on, referee's already got her number.
Stripped in tackle.
Yeah. And 2 yellow cards for the Slugs might be what is the least favorable moment for them. But able to match it with 1 yellow card. But soon they'll get numbers back on that yellow as they begin and continue to drive forward. The Slug side are such tough ball carriers to bring down. Scylla has been answering the call and able to get the steal, choosing to go for the up and under kick, takes an errant bounce. And when Scylla looked like they were having opportunity on the front foot, unable to get the bounce needed to keep possession, as now the Slugs are able to get the ball back, hold on to the ball, and now they're the ones driving forward. And I have to say, Darren, scoreline aside, this game has been very, very competitive, especially in this second half, with neither team really finding their opportunities to score. It seems as though the Slugs have stepped up to the challenge, but the deficit of that first half is coming into play as we see a high tackle, arm right across the neck and chest of a player here for this Slug side.
For high tackles, that was number 5. No head contact, but above the line on the shoulders.
Yeah.
Please clean it up.
Yep. Hey, no more.
Yes.
Lots of chats
4.
happening here, Lance.
Thank you.
Again, just the lack of body height, being able to come down that stool
Come
that was
on.
wrapped around the head of Wagner. And so the penalty goes in favor of the Salt Lake City Slugs. But like you said, I mean, no points being gained here because there's been so many stoppages. It kills momentum here, doesn't allow teams to build the phases that they want, and each team kind of getting stagnant whenever they've got the ball in hand. Salt Lake City Slugs have definitely had the most possession, though, in the second half.
And the captain going to that sniper line as the 9, but held up in the maul. And this might be an opportunity for the Slugs that might be squandered thanks to that ball being stolen. And now Scylla with a turnover in the tackle. And every time the Slugs showcase and show us exactly what they're made of, small mistakes or a moment by Scylla gets the ball back for him and just changes the momentum of what they created. Trying to go around the corner, cannot. Grabbed and picked up, drove backwards. Amazing tackle here. As Scylla defense continues to showcase itself against these devastating ball carriers. That plant left foot step was magic, getting a defender out of there. Could have been a hospital urgent care pass, but kept available, and what an absolute gem of a move. And again, the whistle here. And it looks like he's going right to the pocket. Too many warnings for high tackles.
Over here that we pulled out of, and then a very clear high tackle here.
As the yellow cards mount. And that tackle just right around the upper shoulder, Darren. You got to call those at this point of the game.
I will keep an eye on
Yeah,
that.
especially whenever referee has repeated himself over and over and over again, kind of sounding like a broken record. What they need to do is they need to talk about number 16 for Milwaukee, about how to do a textbook tackle. I mean, literally almost took it. Looked like that might have been Chamaneka Yen, who almost got taken right out of the play with some stellar leg drive and just a textbook body height tackle where she gets low into the contact and presses on there. I mean, it's just going to be a matter of who's going to clean it up. But right now, neither team really rising to the occasion of changing and doing what the referee's asking.
Play continues as the Slugs drive forward, able to have now an advantage thanks to 2 yellow cards by Scylla and 1 by themselves. The match will get even before they continue to have their advantage and get back to full strength here. Ball played, no one there in the ruck, so it can be carried, but pulled out in the tackle, and defensively, Scylla shows up again. Scylla playing silly defense, has no regard as they go into these tackles and able to pull the ball away. And now they're having a conversation on how they should approach this, not slowing it down, but instead playing at that high tempo to keep the fatigue meter in the red against the Slug side, as both teams seem to be showing signs of gas. As the offload goes away here in the, on that edge. Had a chance to grab, but let go because she needed a lower body height, able to give away the line break, and too many offloads in the tackles for Scylla. Couldn't make the most of that opportunity, as now the Slugs on their defensive half of the field have an opportunity of attack here. Look at this play, Darian.
I've been talking about Jewel, the other lock, a lot, but one of the players who you've got to also give a shout out to is Heineman, the number 4 for Milwaukee, was the one who set up that play by getting the offload to, it looks like that was Schley. And then again, Jewel coming in, trying to connect with Schley, and then just a little bit of too much sauce. She just can't handle the pass, does Dombrowski, so she gets taken to ground quickly off of a knock-on. And so now the Salt Lake City Slugs, we finally get out of this end. I feel like we've spent about 15 to 20 minutes down here with the Salt Lake City Slugs having possession, but just not able to get off of the line. Many times referees had to go to the pocket to give yellow cards for both sides. They're each at 2 apiece. And just not being able to build and string together any phases after multiple times that we've had to stop play.
Use now.
Scrum dominated by the Slugs. Able to get the advantage call because of the offsides, being able to turn it. And now able to play in the hands here, out of the tackle. Advantage played and called, but now they have to find a way to get into this try zone here. Inside move, able to find space, pushing a defender away.
Use
And
now,
again,
White. Back.
Scylla choosing to be confrontational in the ruck, just slowing the Slugs down as this Milwaukee side continues to show that Wisconsin toughness. Wisconsin is not just known for cheese curds. Oh no, they're known for strong defense, as now they again able to get a not-release call penalty. And they choose to go quick again with a 35-point advantage, not slowing the game down at all, but instead going right at the Slugs defense as they play the ball to the edge. And they might have the speed to get around the corner. Do they? Left foot step, not enough to get away as the Slugs defense showcase and show up, dragging down tackle there. As now the substitutes get involved. Ball pulled out in the tackle. Backward, says the referee, but we have a player injured. How will the referee proceed with the trainer on the field? Trainer trying to get the attention. And Scylla gets the ball back after the ball was ripped away. Referee says we must play on. Players not in the way. Safety isn't an issue. Scylla able to convert that 2-on-1, get it around the corner. Do they have the legs to go all the way in? And finally with points in our second half, Scylla goes in to score, pushing the score line 45-5 after a great team buildup as Kaser goes in to score.
And it was all set up by that initial tap and go there. And then just time after time, they connected well. They found the passes well. They did good on the pin and pass. Even there, Tomaszek, you see she's got 3 Slugs on top of her and still finds a way to get the ball off to Misfelt. And then from there, she just connects. Tomaszek, again, doing the beautiful pin and pass. She turns everybody in. And then from there, Misfelt recognizes the 2v1 and then connects with the replacement, who's Kaiser, who had that beautiful textbook tackle here earlier. She really comes in and steps up at the plate. And Lance, as you just said, we've only got, I think, about like maybe 13 minutes left here in this final half, and that's the first 5 points that's been scored for either side. And I mean, we're not short of words up here in the booth. A lot of drama has taken place here, a lot of lack of discipline, but to me, it's really just been this Scylla work rate that's made the difference here. Their ability to look up, recognize space, and the selflessness, being able to pin and pass, the look before the pass, the recognition, all of those simple little skills have been the difference makers for them. It's just been that they haven't really had a lot of possession. They've waited for their moment to shine. And now they've got another 5 on the board, 45-5. Scylla dominates here in Illinois.
And for a super regional semifinal, people are going to look at this score line and believe that it was a blowout, one-sided match. Maybe one team is scoring more, but it's been competitive throughout. It's just these explosive plays by Scylla in the first half, that explosive play that we've seen in the fourth quarter of this game has been the difference. But the Slugs have shown that they're a team that can fight. Just got to be able to finish that final third of play to get points on the board here. Kickoff to come. Ball kicked straight and direct. Tackle almost pulled the ball carrier in the touch, but unable. Still able to preserve possession as now the carry start. I believe that's Dominique Gordon.
Use now, Blue.
Ball caught, but the ball is played and available as Scylla chooses to go wide. A lot of people in the comment section have loved Lauren's hair, the number 11. The blue is shining through, able to get a lot more carries in his half. Ball play behind, and what would have been an opportunity to get around the corner and Scylla to advance the lead. The ball is just not played cleanly. And Darren, is so much happening right now for the Scylla side. They've shown such positivity, but the Slug side refused to go into the night quietly. Continues to rage and fight here.
Yeah, 100% with everybody in the comments. Schlee's hair absolutely slays. One of the things, unfortunately, though, that just doesn't seem to connect is just that outside big. Tomaszek, you can see the frustration as she went to go catch with one hand. Again, just running away from the attack is just never a recipe. It's always a recipe for disaster. So it'll be a reset here after the knock on. And we've only got about less than 10 minutes left to go here.
Captain, can we either take care of it in 10 seconds or get a blood sub?
It looks like we'll have a substitution for the blood.
Okay. Yes.
Safety
Right
first. And now more players able to make appearance for this Scylla side.
Time on
Deep
set,
in the
ladies.
second half. That is Sabrina stepping in from Wisconsin, the Northern Michigan graduate. Is now finding herself in the match. Now we have a scrum, ball pick from the back of the scrum by the 6-man. Substitute for the 8. And the Slugs able to resource the ball. 2 offloads to keep play going. Ball played almost immediately. And again, the Slugs pushing forward. And look at the line speed from the Scylla side. But that line speed created a space for the break. Holding hands to get away from the defender, but still able to go in to score. And Salt Lake Slugs get points as Whiteling goes in to score. The field engineer gets points for the Slug side.
And it all was set up by a beautiful 8-man pick that came in from Arwine, who moved from the 6th position to the 8th position here, and then just simple hands do it. Whiting sees just a little bit of a gap that opens up in the Milwaukee side there, and then that's her second try of the match because of the speed that she has to finish. Just gets caught around Schley and then is just able to finish off against St. Vincent. I mean, that's no easy feat to be able to get around either of those players, and she makes it look easy. And at this point for the Salt Lake City Slugs, it looks like they won't be moving on into the tournament, but that one was just about heart there. Being able to finish, get that last little bit, the Salt Lake City Slugs will have something to be proud of as they enter into the final few minutes of the match.
As they set up for the conversion. And so much is going on. Just checking in on that match on the other field. Southern Buffalo in a 12-point deficit, but going in to score early in that second half down to St. Louis Sabres. And the winner of this game will play the winner of that game. The winner of field 1 will play the winner on field 2. And that conversion is good. Cutting the score line 45-12. Slugs have a player advantage here deep in the second half with just around 7 minutes left to go. Looks like the score line might be insurmountable, but so much can be said about this Slug side as they continue to battle throughout this game.
7 minutes to go.
Yeah, and a lot to go back to the drawing board. I mean, the good news is there's always next season for all of these teams involved here. Just the Salt Lake City Slugs are really going to have to work on those key components, work on the discipline, and really work on the fitness and the finish in order to contend against sides like Milwaukee Scylla.
Ball played, not handled cleanly on the kickoff. That kickoff just short into a big area. Took a lot of space to cover, and now Scylla is on attack, cutting line from the hat trick. Left foot step. Does she have what it takes to get all the way there? She doesn't, but the offload is clean and silly. Play by Scylla gets the try deep in this match, and you gotta respect the speed and just the connection that Scylla has going in the score here.
Look at this line that St. Vincent runs off of Tomaszek. Tomaszek goes ahead and dishes it back inside, commits those defenders, and then right there, it's the patience of the support line that gets her there. St. Vincent's run a beautiful straight line off of Tomaszek, lets her do the work there, lets her do what she does best, which is get the go forward, and then from there, it's just a beautiful flick of the wrist pass there to a patient St. Vincent who was just waiting in the wings for that moment for the curtain to rise, and that's quite the finish there coming in for Milwaukee. As soon as Salt Lake City Slugs finally break the mold and get 5 points of their own, and Milwaukee goes ahead and gives a dagger of their own to really seal the fate of this match. 52-12. What a performance by Milwaukee.
Okay. Awesome. What an absolute performance on the day by Milwaukee.
A little over 5 to go.
St. Vincent finishing up a gem of a performance, a gem of a play by Tomaszek. Claire has clearly been head shoulders over the competition today, using that step, using that fin, doing everything to get in and get the win. Hat trick in the first half, but now contributing in other ways. Unable to finish, but it doesn't matter. Just need a little help from your friends. And Scylla continues to add more points to this score line. Second try to second half. As this game continues to wind down, tick, 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 with less than 5 minutes to go. A booming collision stops the ball carrier in her tracks. Dummy line fake, and now Scylla again is able to find space on the outside edge, but does she have the legs? Grabbed up by the fullback and continues to drive and grind forward. Scylla has momentum. How will they maximize it as the Slug defense is now able to compensate? Looks like they have their line stable, but maybe not after a run by the winger with the good hair. Everyone loves the blue hair, and I gotta say I enjoy seeing her fly around, especially in the second half, as Scylla runs a ghost line out the back. Ball thrown a little bit behind, as Sabina able to gather, but still continues to play, says Scylla. Looking for the offload, nothing there. As ball played, and look at the tempo and speed that Scylla is choosing to play with, not allowing the Slugs defense to really find space. Left foot step again for Tomaszek, and she's showing everything today. Moving in space, you can't grab her in a phone booth. As now Scylla chooses to go with the pick and go. Body height tackle held up a little bit, but it looks like the Slugs might have been able to take the ball away. No, they have not, and we have a try. Diving in the score is Olivia Jewell, the mobile advisor from Wayne State College out of Nebraska. And again, Scylla continues to pour it on here.
You know, Jewel, actually, that position for her makes sense. Not as a profession, maybe, but keeping things mobile, always keeping the work rate on, making sure that she connects with everybody. Right, she's been instrumental to the Scylla side as they've progressed throughout this match. The work rate has really been commendable for Milwaukee. The ability for them to get up quickly off of the ground and continue to grind, though they lost possession for most of that second half. Now when they've got ball in hand, which we kind of saw in the last 10 minutes, it's just been all Scylla all day long. Instrumental players like Jewel, like St. Vincent, like Tomaszek, they're everywhere and anywhere and everywhere all at once, and they just keep flooding these channels. It just seems like Milwaukee has more gas in the tank. I feel like if they needed to play another half, they could. The grit and the determination that they've had has really been a difference maker for this matchup.
And just pouring on points. As I said before, the scoreline doesn't signify how competitive this match is. On the other field, a more competitive match as St. Louis holds a 29-17 lead over Southern Buffalo. And it looks like the Sabres were able to get points as they set up for the conversion here. That match, in its conclusion, will meet Scylla tomorrow for a chance to be the Northern Region champion, and meet right back here in 2 weeks for the Club 15's National Championship. As now Scylla continues to use that momentum, playing in space, really spacing out the defense from this Salt Lake City Slug side. All the yellow cards are back on the field, so now we're even strength. It looks like we have a cramp in the tackle, able to roll away and get into it. And you can just see the fatigue setting in more and more. Ball taken by the Slugs, not releasing, says the referee. The captain able to show up, and just like I said, that cramping player able to roll away. Now it just needs a little help, a little bit of aid here from the trainer.
Youch. And I mean, like you were saying, Lance, there's been a lot of rugby played, and one of those that has just been an absolute workhorse for the Salt Lake City Slugs is Arwine. Time and time again, she's put herself in the right positions at the right time. She's been very physical. She's gained a lot of meters here. So I could see why the cramp would start to set in now as we enter into the final minute of this match. You've got to hope, though, that it gets some relief for her. It doesn't look like it's going away, so I'm wondering if they're going to be able to get it in this final last minute.
Yeah, and just under a minute to go. This happened in our last match as well, where we had players going down with 1 minute left and the match is in hand. It just shows the level of dedication and fight that both teams have. As now the Slugs prepare themselves to go quick here after that penalty. The captain electing to get us started. And again, ball carrier has been devastating for this St. Louis Slugs side. If anything else, they've made a fan out of me, the way they carry the ball, the way they attack offensively. Unable to capitalize with the points that we would like to see, but definitely entertaining to watch, and so much more for this team coming in the years to come. I can't wait to see what they do as this program continue to move on. Known as
leave it now.
Very strong program, one of the oldest programs, I believe, if not the oldest program in Utah.
Play back.
As the Slugs continue to play the ball out, unable to keep possession. Scylla steps over with the counter ruck and takes possession back.
30 seconds.
As now the clock begins to run out. We're at the back end of this match. Scylla driving forward. Looks like they're going to slow it down, waste a little bit of time here if they can. Give it to their forwards.
Still advantage blue.
As the Slugs continue to push, and we're still holding that advantage.
Advantage gained!
Ball played to the edge, and now advantage has been made. So now Scylla is going to go. The show and go might give her the space to unlock the door and open up. Offload with one hand, and with no time left on the clock, Claire Ingman goes in to score.
That's the game, Captain.
The compliance specialist complying with the scoreline, adding 5. And making the most of that advantage here, Darren.
And again, we're just seeing a beautiful work come in from Hensel, the captain, and then a wonderful line that's being run by Ingham. Ingham gave that pass to Hensel, and then Hensel just holds the ball in line, waits for the right moment to go ahead and give it. The selflessness of the pass and the control of the pass that Scylla has had has just made them meter after meter and score after score here. This looks like it'll be the final bit, and Hensel converts. But Lance, what a match and what a performance and what a statement by Milwaukee.
They have absolutely put everything together. Big congratulations, Salt Lake City Slugs, for making it here. They've showcased themselves in ways, but the ladies of the hour is Scylla out of Milwaukee, pouring on the points with a 62-12 scoreline. We are here at the Northern Regional Club Semifinals, and we'll be back